Hello. Welcome back to Module 1, Research as Inquiry. Today, we will go over Section 3, Framing a Research Question or Problem Statement. In this video, you will learn how to integrate your focused topic with the background research you have done so far to write a concise yet expressive research question. As always, you should consult the assignment's instructions to determine its requirements. You can identify the purpose of your research efforts in the form of a problem statement or a research question. Depending on the assignment, you may create a problem statement before writing a research question. The problem statement or the research question drives the research and should be developed from the discipline under study. A problem does not necessarily mean something is wrong with a current situation. Sekran and Bougie define a problem as any situation where a gap exists between an actual and a desired ideal state. Two or more researchers may be interested in the same problem, but create assorted questions that generate multiple points of view from dissimilar fields. The research question reflects what the researcher wants to know about the topic. Synthesize the existing body of evidence in order to craft a compelling problem or question that aims to be researchable, precise, and able to generate knowledge that matters, and able to produce knowledge that has the potential to make a significant theoretical contribution. The problem or question needs to be clear and specific in purpose so that additional explanation is unneeded. The problem or question's topic needs to be focused yet broad enough to be answered thoroughly in the required page limit. The problem or question needs to be concise in its language. The problem or question needs to be sufficiently complex to require synthesis and analysis of ideas and sources before formulating an answer. An effective problem statement includes both a statement of the research objectives and the research question. The ultimate aim of the research is to effect change and solve a specific problem. The statement of the research objective should be brief, but at the same time clearly communicate the focus of the project. The opening sentence of the statement should inspire reader interest as well as communicate a relatable concern to a broad audience. Refrain from using quotations in your problem statement. This should be your own voice clearly and unequivocally expressed. Use neutral words and phrases, or non-directional language, that allows the reader to draw their own conclusions. Demonstrate the problem statement's importance and the need for a study by citing a variety of supportive sources. The problem statement should address the what and why of the research. If applicable, identify in general terms the contributors in the research, such as the number of participants, and the location of the research. The problem statement should reflect the overall research objectives of your study. Research objectives are measurable, actionable tasks about how the paper is going to answer the research question. Bloom's taxonomy of learning is a good source for appropriate action verbs. The final draft may not explicitly convey the objectives, but they should be apparent in your arguments and conclusions. These objectives may include exploring connections and phenomena that are not widely known, predicting results by manipulating and controlling important factors, explaining or describing some previously unstudied setting, context, or situation, combining facts and information not previously connected to see how they interact, comparing and/or contrasting important processes or factors to gain new understandings of how they relate to each other, replacing a current understanding, theory, or model, understanding change within a complex setting or situation, reflecting on the impact of research on self and others. Once you have a statement written, ask yourself, are the research objective and the research questions strongly related? Is the research objective clear, specific, and unambiguous? Is the problem statement relevant? Is the problem statement feasible? Is the problem statement significant or interesting to you and your audience? Is the problem statement researchable? Is the problem statement ethically appropriate? The research question derived from the problem statement should clarify the issue to be resolved. The research question specifies what you hope to learn from the research. This will guide and structure the process of collecting and analyzing information. Alvey-Sun and Sandberg note that good research questions might be as valuable and sometimes even more valuable than answers. Questions may open up, encourage reflections and trigger intellectual activity. Answers may lead to the opposite, to rest and closure. German philosopher Hans-Georg Gadamer noted, "The path of all knowledge leads through the question." A well-crafted research question should be formatted as an evidence-based, open-ended declaration with various viewpoints from which to consider. Consider the how and why of the general topic. Focus on a single concept or phenomena. Use exploratory verbs such as report, reflect, describe, discover, seek, or compare. Consider whether the research question's answer or answers provide original insight and/or a fresh perspective on existing research. Keep in mind that knowledge which challenges the consensus can be viewed as more interesting and influential than that which confirms the conventional wisdom. Brief, factual questions can typically be answered in a single sentence and has a right or wrong answer. An open-ended question will require deeper research, with the potential answers or answers being free to future debate rather than being one or more accepted facts. Two examples of factual questions are, who was the 25th President of the United States? And, what is the college's definition of academic integrity? Two examples of open-ended questions are, what events forced President McKinley to cease his diplomatic efforts regarding Cuban independence and to declare war on Spain? And, what are the potential ethical, moral, and professional consequences to academic dishonesty? Recognize the research question may be further refined as information is uncovered. A research statement can clearly and conclusively assert the purpose and goals of the project, and make clear the context. While a researcher must identify the research question, it does not usually appear in the paper. The research statement can be included in the introductory section as an explicit declaration. Research statements help writers to focus their research by providing a roadmap through the research and writing process. This concludes Module 1. You can head to Module 2, Searching as Strategic Exploration, where we will discuss refining research needs and determining a research strategy. Until then, thank you for your time. If you want to learn more about the subjects we have discussed, here are the sources used for this section.